Got to mention this at the beginning of the review, so I did want to say I did receive this for review from Linso, so big thank you to Linso for sending this out to me. That did not affect my opinions at all, of course. And so yeah, back to the review. So here we're going to review of the 7Hz X Crinacle Zero 2. This is a collaboration by Crinacle and a company called 7Hz. This IEM retails for around $25. It's a single DD. Right now, because of Chinese New Year, I think you might be able to find it on sale for around 22. But yeah, I'm not sure about that. Anyways, but for $25 is how I'm going to review this set. Anyway, I have not heard the Zero 1, so I cannot give you a comparison with that. So I do apologize about that. But yeah, let's get into this anyway. Let's open that up. Open this here. Get the plastic out of the way. Very, small, simple packaging, but for $25, what are you expecting, to be honest? It is a really, really budget IEM. And take this out, and you don't really care about the paperwork in there, right? So put that aside. Okay, so you do get this set of like rainbow colored tips in a yellow bag, which is very interesting choices here. But the tips were actually pretty comfortable. They're pretty soft. I actually found them to be pretty comfortable. I did want one size smaller to exist. That would have been nice. But well, what can you say? You can't be too picky. Anyway, other than that, let's talk about now the cable. Let's get this out of the way. So the cable is actually not awful. It's not good though. I mean, but again, for the budget, right? I understand. It is like the weird thing is it's like a thin cable. Like what are these spaghetti cables? I don't know what you call these, but like it's a flat cable that goes into two thinner, like cylinder ones, regular ones. And yeah, it's a fine cable, but not very good. I wouldn't really keep that. I'd probably replace the cable. But now let's talk about what actually matters. Actually, wait, first, build quality and comfort. Sorry. Build quality and comfort. So build quality, it's all plastic, with I think this is a metal faceplate, but the rest is just all plastic. I got the clear one here. And yeah, I think that the build quality makes sense, cheap, but I mean, what can you ask for at $25? It's not a terrible build quality. I don't feel like these are gonna break on me for like no reason or anything like that, but it is plastic, not resin, not metal. Now, comfort-wise, I found these to be actually pretty comfortable. I have heard some people say this shape is not comfortable for them, but to me, this is a pretty comfortable shape. I don't know. It depends on your ears, I guess. And for tips, I would like a smaller set than these, but overall, I found these to be pretty comfortable with the IEMs. Now, time for sound. I have the Simgot EW200 here for comparison, though the price is not really fair. This is $40, this is $25. But let me just say right off the bat, the sound on these is good enough to compete with these. I really like the sound that I heard out of the 7Hz Zero 2. Now, the signature doesn't really emphasize anything in particular from my listening, but it's got a little bit of bass emphasis, a little bit push in the mids, and then it's got good treble extension. It's a very balanced but good quality, well-tuned sound. It has a tuning that you would like, a tuning from a higher end IEM, but with the budget caveat of a budget set, of course. I'm not gonna say that like, oh my god, this build quality is like $1,000. No, I mean, like, of course it's plastic. It's got its pitfalls, right? For being so cheap, $25. Like, this is an all metal build, right? In $40. This is plastic, but it's $25 only. The sound out of these, though, it competes with these, which is one of the best I've heard for under $50. And this is $25. Now let's go bass mid highs really quick first. For the bass, I found the bass to be really tactile, very punchy, very clear. I would say that if I was comparing these in a higher price bracket, which is really hard not to do when you hear a tuning like this, ignore that please. When you hear a tuning of this quality, like this, well done of a tuning, my brain tries to compare it with more expensive stuff automatically, but no, I'm trying to keep it, at the price tag. But the bass quality is very excellent, very punchy, very clear. I wish there was a little bit more texture in the bass, a little bit more better decay. But at this price, no complaints at all. Excellent bass, actually, really, at this price. Mid-range is clear, very clean, well articulated. Like, it's just overall well done mid-range. Great vocals. The vocals aren't pushed forward, but they're not pushed back either. They're just right in the middle, like pretty much just standard in the middle. Good quality vocals. I will say I wish there was a little bit more note weight in the mid-range. Of course, again, at this price, I really can't complain. The tuning makes up for everything, and the quality is good. I'm saying that if this was a more expensive set, I would wish there was more note weight in the mid-range. Now, treble. Treble is well executed, really well done treble, really good extension that doesn't get harsh. I mean, for my ears, which are extra sensitive, a little tiny bit of sibilance here and there, like a little bit spicy in the treble, but for the most part, no problems with the treble, and also very good quality, detailed treble. It does really everything very well, and for $25, it's just mind. I really wonder how many times it said $25 in this review. If somebody counts, put that in the comments. I don't know, but this really is amazing at this price, like shocking. Now I'm going to compare it with the EW200, which seems like such a weird comparison given the price difference. I know some people may think, what do you mean? It's only like a $15 price difference, but at these lower price ranges, that's a pretty big difference. Now, let's talk about bass on both sets. The bass, there is more bass on the Zero 2 than on the Simgot, but I will say the Simgot, I think, has a little bit more tactility to it, a little bit more quality, just a little bit more quality on the Simgot. But overall, it's pretty close, and you do get more bass on the 7Hz Zero 2. This is not a bass headset, the Zero 2, definitely not. It is a moderate amount of bass, while I find these to be a little bit bass light, if anything. They both are in the bright signature kind of category, both trying to go for a brighter sound, in my opinion. Now let's go for the mid-range. The mid-range, I think that's where you're going to get a better sound on the EW200. I think that they're both very great mid-ranges. Very great. I think there's a little bit more detail, a little bit more quality mid-range in the EW200. Now, I think that the vocals are a little bit more forward on the EW200 than it is on the Zero 2. And I think that just overall, the quality is better on the EW200. But the Zero 2 has a way of presenting the mid-range. It has like a little bit like, I don't know, like a wider sound in the mid-range that just sounds very pleasant. I explained that really poorly just now. I don't know how to explain it, but pretty much I'd say the mid-range sounds very wide on the Zero 2, a little bit wider than on the EW200. I think overall the soundstage is a little bit wider on the Zero 2, which makes the mid-range sound a little bit nicer, but there's more detail on the EW200 than on the Zero 2. You can tell it's coming from probably a higher quality driver. Next, going into just vocal quality, I think vocal quality is similar, again, a little bit better on the Zero 2 by a little bit, but overall, very close. And now for the treble, I actually like the treble more on the Zero 2, which is really impressive. Now, that's because I find this one to get a little bit spicy and sibilant every once in a while, but this one has less of that problem, a lot less of that problem. And if I were to choose one to listen to, like by choice, I actually think I would choose the Zero 2. It's a very close, close decision to make. But I think that it's more balanced. The Zero 2 has, because this is just a little bit too bass light for me. I've been using these every day for like a week on my daily commute, and I'm really enjoying the sound. It's got great amount of bass that it's not overpowering to the mid-range or the highs. And it's good quality bass for the price, good quality mid-range for the price, and great quality highs. I cannot really find a good fault in this set. I can't find any real problems with it, which makes it hard for me to find out what to say about it, because if I don't go without heavily criticizing somebody, I will just spontaneously combust. I always need to find a problem with something to review it, and it's really hard to do on these things. So I guess you can probably tell by now. Overall, I can highly recommend this set. It has the great price. It has good comfort. It has questionable build quality and cable, to be fair. Okay? But it has excellent bass, mids, highs, great soundstage for the price. I think that the stage is like around here. It's just overall a complete package in such a small price. So absolutely, the Zero 2 gets my recommendation. I really have nothing else to say about. Oh, imaging. Let me talk about imaging real quick. Imaging is also really good for the price. I think imaging is a little bit better on the EW200, but it's getting close. It's pretty good. I think you'd do fine for if you're looking for gaming in this price range. This would do fine for that. Do excellent actually. Anyway, that's about it for this review. Again, highly recommended. And yeah, that's about it. See ya.